So you guys put out Bake Sale, and things start to get bigger, and then you guys break up in, was it 2011?
Yeah, like 12. We just
Yeah,
we
like
went on
20,
break.
like 2020, yeah, like 2011, 2012. Yeah,
Okay.
it got to a point where we couldn't really do stuff as a group, man. There was a lot of legal shit going on, and it wasn't really fun right then at that moment to force ourselves to like make stuff together that we didn't know where the fuck it was gonna go. So we just decided like, all right, we could go do some solo shit by ourselves and make some stuff and just continue to like keep our juices flowing basically, man, because we didn't want to stop making music, but it was tough to do it together. So we was like, all right, it's easier to just split apart. At that time, he was moving out here to LA. I was in Chicago. We were like both like just on different waves. So it just made way more sense for us to like start diving in on some solo stuff because we have been wanting to work more and work more and make more music, but it just couldn't happen as a group because we just had too much fuck shit going on. It's a lot of bull at the time that wouldn't allow us to do it in the way we wanted it to. So we decided it was just easier to just split up and do our own things.
Okay. Was it, how much of it was creative differences versus like money problems and stuff like that?
It wasn't creative differences. I feel like everything that was going on at the time just strained the essence of what we were doing it for, which was to have fun. Now to take out the fact that every dollar we were making was being just grossly annihilated by all the other shit that we had going on, to the point where you would go do 3 shows and we'd be coming back with like, you know what I'm saying, rent money. Because we owed this and owed that and owed this and owed that. And you don't even think about going in the studio because you're like, for what? I'm not just going to leak this song. And that's my only option. So every shows we doing, our money getting chopped in half. We not hardly even seeing the shit because we owe this, we owe that for like shit that we didn't even feel like we did. And the songs you making is just hitting walls to the point where you just making shit that just sounds like, it sounds interesting, but it don't got really no angle to it. It don't got really no edge to it. Like, we're just pretty much practicing. I feel like we both just too smart and have read too many books and seen too many movies on how to fuck it up. And at the time, it wasn't our time. That's when like Rocky and everybody, like Schoolboy and everybody was coming in, and it was a whole new wave. And there was parts of me that feel like, damn, yeah, y'all could have did more, but you know what I'm saying? The game over. It's like, like you fumble the ball, kick it, and it goes out of bounds, and now it's game over. You could have won. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been your time, but it just wasn't the time right then. So I don't ever feel like I won't be one of the best producers or the writers or any of that at any given time. So I'm just like, well, let's just get better. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get better. And if this shit really mattered, and if what we did was actually as important as people been gassing us up to believe, then this shit'll work when we come back. And it wasn't ever like, let's quit. It was just, if we shut the shit down, then everybody will get out the house. And then we can start all over again. And it was just too many people. It was too many things in too many different directions. People not really understanding what is this for, what is that for. And you kind of just admit to yourself, all right, well, this one's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like all we got out of that situation is the bake sale to hold on to. And that's not a bad memory. That's not nothing that we should be ashamed for. Like I went in Amoeba, and the bake sale is up there with like the most classic albums in that record store, and it costs more than all of that shit. Like, I got a picture of it where it's like sitting next to Beastie Boy records, sitting next to Ice Cube records, like in that classification of, rap classics. And we did that shit. So to me, it all ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? Like we have that. That's what people got a memory of. It's the majority of the generation grew up off shit that we was doing when we was kids. And now we grown, and now we got a whole nother campaign that's feels a little bit more passionate because of all the shit that we went through and how the fact that we didn't have as much fun and it wasn't as pleasurable for us as it was for everybody else that listened to our shit. So I got more people that'll tell us about our shit and what it did for them than what it did for me. Now, I'm cool with that. But this time, this one's for us, and we did it right. Like, we not overworking with each other. Like, we actually more into it now than we was when we was kids, because we didn't really know what we was doing. Like, he was an engineer, but I don't even feel like you paid attention in engineering class. We was just busting shit down and mixing it extra hot. And
Yeah.
I was leaving my beats still in my Reason program and bouncing out shit. We wasn't even doing it right. So I remember when we mixed the bake sale, I was bringing waves. I didn't even bring my sessions. I didn't even know what the fuck they was talking about. So now I just think we're way, way better with the same attitude, probably a little bit more attitude. So it's like meeting up in college and doing this again, but we both way colder. And I got way more shit to say. It ain't just about like, cereal and shit I thought was cool in college just so I could rap and prove to my grandmother I had some clean lyrics and shit. Now it's like, it's over for all of that. I ain't talking crazy, but we talking what we want to talk, and we making shit sound the way we want it to sound. And I feel like we had got what our perception of us was, and we was kind of living in that. Like, oh, we're the cool kids. We should do shit the cool kids is doing. Or like the cool kids would do. Not pun intended, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we should do the shit that we were supposed to do. Now it's like, that's our title. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's just like how Jamie Foxx, that ain't his real name. Like, that ain't our real name, but that's what we represent. You know what I'm saying? So the cool kids could sound like whatever the fuck we want it to sound like. We could dress however it's just me and him.
Now, Mikey, in 2015, you tweeted that the group was never getting back together.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what led up to that?
At that time, I was just finishing up a solo project. He just finished up one of his as well, and at that time I was back on my troll shit. Really, back on some troll shit, man. And I was receiving a lot of like tweets like, "Yo, man, this dope, man. But like your solo, that's dope, that's tight. But like, yo, where's the cool kids? Make the cool kids like do this, do that, make the cool kids." And people requesting that, but they was like kind of listening to us solo, but kind of not, and just waiting for us to like reunite as a group. And I was about to drop my next one, so I was like, "Yeah, no, we never getting back together," because I wanted everybody to listen to this project that I was about to drop. So I'm like, if I tell them it ain't coming back, then they'll listen to this shit and we'll have a better time. So I'm like, yeah, group's over, never getting back, man. It's a wrap, basically, man. A lot of people cried, a lot of sad shit, a lot of people mad, blah blah blah.
We roll with it.
But yeah, we roll with it, man, because it's like you gotta kind of use this internet shit, man. You gotta use it to your advantage, man. And people love some bullshit. People love some tension and some suspense. So, you got to give them that shit sometimes especially if it makes sense with the narrative that you're getting to. So I have my shit coming soon and I'm like, all right, how do I get them to stop bugging me about the cool kids and listen to this shit I just spent 40 weeks on? You know what I mean? So that was the play, man. And after I had said that, I was on like a solo tour and stuff for a minute. Couple months passed by. And then, he calls me up and starts talking about how we need to basically choose the right time to bring the group back together right and at the right time, and just kind of save the legacy and make the legacy pop off at this time now, because it felt like, all right, enough time has passed where people crave this. They want this. They want us. They want to see us together. They want to see us on the same tracks. They want to see that. They want to feel that feeling, like enough time has passed where people can be like, oh shit, I missed that. But you don't know what you missed 2 days after it's gone. You need to let it be gone for some time for you to actually understand, like, oh, that was dope. I really want that. Like, let's get that back. Let's get that again.
Yeah, that was pretty much the whole like mind game behind it is, if you know you got something cool and people ain't taking that, they're not paying attention to it, take it away. You know what I'm saying? It's like Arrested Development. Like, nobody's watching that shit. And then they took it off the air, Now everybody wants to see Arrested Development. You know what I'm saying? Now it's the biggest show. Same thing with Family Guy. Like, Family Guy, they took that shit off the air. And when I started college, Family Guy was not on TV. Then the DVDs started coming out. Now everybody's got the DVDs because they can't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with, like, you know, the big Chappelle Show skits. You ain't seen Chappelle Show in like 8-9 years. 10, almost 10. You know what I'm saying? You bring back shit that people really know they like. They just aren't paying that much attention to or didn't appreciate. You kind of force the appreciation. And that's just a level of confidence I feel like we got. Like, we know what we did. We know what we're doing. If y'all too slow to catch it, you know what I'm saying? We'll slow the pitch down for you.
It's
you know
like
what I mean?
it's like when you was in the car on your family vacation, and you and your brother and sister in the back seat fighting on the way to Disney World, and your dad like, "Hey man, I'm gonna turn this fucking car around. Y'all better sit back, sit down and listen, or I'm gonna turn this car around." We turned the car around and we took that bitch back home, and we was like, "All right,
That happened?
y'all gonna listen?" Huh?
That happened to you? Oh.
No, it's just the analogy.
Didn't you fuck up and lose the tickets going to Disney World?
I got my ass whooped at Disney World. Yeah, that's a whole nother story though. But
Right. I thought that was similar.
but yeah, man.
That shit was scary.
Metaphorically speaking, man. Yeah, we turned the car around, man. We felt like they wasn't fucking acting right and paying attention and treating us how we should have been treated. So we was like, all right, cool. We'll turn this around and then let's go do this, and then y'all will figure out a little later, you know, what you want.